Whoa, that's way out. Are you okay, baby? You gonna be all right going down there? Oh, is that what it is? Good job. That's pretty steep, huh? Wow. Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream.
Later when we come out, this one's gonna be up to
Yeah, maybe.
the barnacles.
Right. So far, it's a nice day. See what it's like when we get to the boat. Pretty exciting being back on the water again. Are you excited to be back on the water again?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
always.
It's been
Always excited.
It's been a long time since we've had a boat in the water. Nice, beautiful weather. Quite a bit different from the day we splashed. Looks like the Nimitz is back. Here's a little bit closer shot across the bay of the Bremerton Naval Base area there, and you can see the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier is back in port, and looks like they're doing some refit or repairs on it.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Rich.
Together we make DIY Nautical Dream.
All right, so here we are. We're back on the water again. What do you think, baby?
It feels so good to be in the water, honey.
Yeah, it's nice.
Different feelings. It's
Yep.
so refreshing.
A lot of adjustments we got to do. Now we're walking and carrying our stuff and taking all of it from the ramp, from the car. And now we're using one of these
Wagon.
fancy little things here. So, but if you don't have one of these things are a lifesaver. I'll tell you that right now. All right, well, here we are. We're gonna head to the boat now, so we'll catch up with you guys later, right? All right, good job, baby. Opening the door. Okay, thank you, baby. Pretty active out here. So then what we do with this, see? Now it collapses down and we take it onto the boat. Just like that. It's very nice to have this air conditioner that we made a while back. We are going to get use out of it today. So, this slides right down into the slot there, and right there. Let's see here. Alright, so we got it plugged into power, we turn it on. And then we close the hatch here, and we just let it do its thing.
Hi guys, we just want to give a big shout out to our new paying member, David Stovell.
Right on. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So we just want to say, David, we really appreciate you and we thank you so much. And if anybody else wants to join, we will make a little shout out for you each time that somebody does that. And we'll run your name at the end of the video. And at some point we'll create like a member board or something in the boat somewhere, so we'll have your names with us wherever we go. We just want to say thank you again, David, and appreciate everything you've done and all of your kind, wonderful, helpful comments along the way in our videos. We just thank you for being a part of the team. Thanks again.
All right, thank you, David.
Thank you. And if you're not sure what a paying member is, there's 3 levels to paying membership. And if you're interested, you can click on the join button at the bottom of the video, and it'll tell you more about those 3 membership levels and how the payment plan works and all that. We're not really asking for people to join, but if you want to, we would surely appreciate it. And what we would do with that money is we will save that money up, and we will use that money to purchase something for the boat. And when it comes to that time that we have enough to purchase something from that money, we'll do a little episode on that and say what we're buying with it. So everybody that contributes will know how they're helping the project along. Because as you know, these projects aren't cheap. There's a lot of expensive things we need to get at some point down the road, and we will just have to save up as we go. But yeah, if you want to join, we would really appreciate it. We're not asking, we're not trying to be a hands out type of channel or anything like that, but we do really appreciate the help if anybody wants to help. So does that cover it pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, so welcome back, guys.
Hey, welcome back.
Take 4. We keep forgetting to record it. Anyways, let's get straight to our project.
Yep. What are we working on this week, baby?
Still, overhead galley box.
There you go. That's what we're at. That is the project that just never goes away. We're just trying to get happy with it.
Yeah, but structure project starts to take shape. Yep. So good job, Bonnie.
Yeah, little by little, we're starting to come around. The idea is starting to look good.
Yep. Still. And then using door skin to get perfect fit.
That's right. We like to use the door skin. It's cheaper than teak, and we're using that to simulate the thickness of the teak. And we're just trying to get a nice tight fit. We don't want any gaps or anything that's going to make it look not right. So that's what we're up to.
All right, so stay tuned, guys. We will get back.
Yep, we'll check back with you guys later, and we'll wrap this. Okay, one of the first things we want to do is we want to take the forward framing off, and we're going to use that as a template to create our faceplate for the end cap. And this is going to be something that's going to be easily seen from the main salon area of the boat, so we want it to turn out really nice. All right, so we're trying to make a template off of the shape of this frame back here. So we went ahead and marked it up where we need to do our trimming. That will go, it's basically going to go up here, but it'll be facing that way once it's trimmed and fitted on right, which we're still a long ways away from. And then this frame here, that's going to be the framework that goes right here. Anyways, that's what's going on. So lots of struggling and trying to figure things out. All right, so here we have the end framing removed. We took that down to use it to make a template for the end cap panel. And now here's a view of the lengthwise framing. We're still making that, trying to get that to fit really well, and we struggled with that. Getting that to fit right determines the rest of it, whether it looks good or not. So we want to pay extra close attention to the details on that to make sure it all lines up and looks even. So now with the end panel roughly cut, it's time to put it up here and see how it looks and see what fine tuning we need to do to it to make it fit better. But so far it's looking pretty good. We like the look of it. We feel like we're definitely on the right path with the teak panels here. And then with the long panel and the end cap all clamped together, this is really starting to look nice. So we're feeling really good about the project and the direction it's taking. Definitely making the right decisions here. Taking our time, measuring twice, cutting once, making sure everything lines up before we drill any holes or anything like that. So we're taking our time for sure. So here we are. We got this, it's all rough fitted in, but it's getting there. It's looking pretty good. We took care of that gap problem there, and we got this bottom piece of temporary plywood in there. That's just so we can make a template out of it, but it's coming along. The structure underneath is pretty much done, and that took a lot of work and a lot of A lot of figuring out, but it's in there, and it seems like it's pretty strong. Looks like it's going to support really nice. We have the front piece for this pretty much fitted. It's not 100%, but the nice thing about this design is if we ever need to get it back in here to do maintenance on these wires or add wires or troubleshoot or whatever, instead of taking the whole thing apart or down like it was before, now all we have to do is just remove this forward plate here, and we'll be able to get in there to access the wires or do whatever we need to do in there. And yeah, it's gonna make some little ease of maintenance. But anyways, what a dusty mess it made, but we're not done yet. But it's coming along. It's gonna look really nice once it's done, and the new plywood, the new teak plywood's in, and it's all varnished, and we're gonna have hardly any. It's gonna be nice and tight. Won't be any gaps, so that should help for any air leaks or anything like that. Back here we're still having a little bit of problem with the gap not fitting into the corner just yet. So we'll take a little bit off of here, off this edge here, and that'll allow everything to go back in a little bit farther to help till we can get this to sit down flush in the corners. Right back here. And once we have that fitting nice, then we'll come back up here and finish fitting this in here. Once this and that back corner fits good, then we can trim all the excess off of the corners and the edges there and make it a final fit. That'll be the template. We'll use that. We'll take it home and we'll use that to cut out the teak plywood, and then we'll bring that in here and fit it all up nice. Do a final fit on the front. You know, it sounds easy, but that's still a lot of time involved to get that done. But yeah, here we're just kind of showing the clamping process and how we're getting the panels fit up. The bottom panel was kind of a tricky one to get all lined up and fit just right, but once we had it clamped into place, we wanted to make sure we drilled the locating holes so that we could get it back in the exact same spot over and over again each time. We want to be able to repeat the process so that if we have to disassemble it, it goes back together just as easy every time. One thing that's really helpful on a project like this is you can never have enough clamps. These black plastic clamps, man, these things really made a difference. They help a lot. They're like having extra help, extra helpers, extra pair of hands, you name it. These things will do it. They hold everything into place nice and tight. Really enjoy using those. This is a really good look right here. This shows us we're on the right path. Things are starting to come together, and it looks like it's fitting pretty good as well. Here we are. Most of the edges are trimmed and fitted. Now everything is just about made the size that we want it to be. Still need to flush trim right here, but I couldn't get the router in there because the frame of the router would be hitting right here, so I wouldn't get a good trim. So I'll pull that off, trim that by hand, and then but yeah, it's coming along. These are nice good fits here. We're gonna make this is just a template to make a piece of teak plywood, so we're just gonna take this and we're gonna copy a piece of teak plywood out of this. So it's just a pattern for that. This is gonna stay. This is already teak plywood here, and same here. So these two pieces will stay. They're already fitted. So yeah, we just took the router, went down the edge here, and flush trimmed it, and it turned out really good. I'm finding out that the technique that makes the biggest mess usually involves getting the best finish at the same time. So if we make a big mess doing something, you're guaranteed it's going to look good when it's done. So we're just making big messes all over the place. And yeah, anyway, same thing right here. So we're going to trim that. We'll flush trim that with the we'll cut that off and flush trim that by hand, and then sand it, and it'll make it a nice fit. And you can see a little bit of sawdust left over. That stuff was everywhere. It was pretty much snowing inside here. But if you look, we have a really nice fit all along in here. Even sits on top of that little piece of trim there. Nice. Getting better. What we did this time was we took an angle finder and we put it in this corner here to match the angle on the plywood instead of just trimming by hand 100 times. And first try I got it almost spot on. So yep, it's not quite a 90-degree corner, it's just a little bit less. It's like 88.5 or something like that, or 89.5. It's just a little under, but using the angle finder, that really helped. So we're going to be doing more of that in the future. But if you look, we got good flush fit there. And if you remember, we added structure up here that wasn't there before, so that changed how everything fits. As you can see, it is not a flat fit up there. So that was a lot of hand trimming there to get that, to find out what that fit looked like, and that's pretty much it. So anyways, yeah, that's what we got so far. I have plans for this. I have a way that's going to conceal all this so you won't see any of this. Yep, it's looking pretty good. I'm thinking about adding a piece of support right here just to kind of hold that up. See, I already drew a line back there where it should be, and so I might put a piece of wood here just to hold this up. I haven't decided yet. Probably will do that though. Anyways, and you see it's nice, good fit here. Yeah, so this is going to look really sharp once we get the teak in here and get everything to fit. It's going to look really nice. So tried to do a really good job getting these screws all even and in a row. So I made a little tool that I can just run along here and mark my holes, and just slid it all the way along the edge. Turned out pretty good. So they're pretty close to being right in line with each other. You know, at first glance it's going to look really good. So and that's what we're looking for. Yep. And then we'll put a couple more screws in here to hold this in place, but right now it's just, everything is just temporarily installed because I haven't quite decided what the final look's going to be yet, because I know we're going to probably want to put some trim on here to hide the edges, and so I haven't came up with, in my mind, I haven't figured out what the final look is going to be. So I don't want to go drilling a bunch of holes to fasten this in and then find out we're going to have to put a bunch of plugs in and trim or whatever. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, so that's it. Oh, and then the teak box that goes up here, I have to do a little bit of trimming on the end of the teak box so it'll fit up flush here, but just a little tiny bit, not a lot. So but we have to be careful. We don't want to take off too much because I don't want any gaps on there. So it'll make more sense when everything's installed. I can talk it later, but those are just some of the next steps coming up. And then everything will get a nice coat of varnish on it. And we have to go buy a sheet of plywood. So
Oh no!
sheet 1/4 inch teak plywood, that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be a good $125, $150. So
Wow!
yep, it's all right. It'll look good. All right, you can see here the forward gap where it meets up with the white panel up front there. It's coming in pretty good. It's nice and tight, fairly even. Just like to bring it in just a little bit more. The fitting of all these panels and the angles and all the dimensions and everything is coming in really good. We're getting better at measuring these types of things. Overall, this project's really coming along nice. This gives you a really good idea what it's going to look like. Just imagine the bottom panel is teak, lots of varnish on everything, and it's looking beautiful. That's the vision. So it was at this point in the project where we realized we had a little bit of a problem here. The bottom edge was not flush. It had a little bit of waviness to it due to some of the posts we put in on the internal framework were not at the exact same length. Some of them hung down a little bit farther. It's partly because the tolerances were built up when we laid that new fiberglass in the overhead ceiling area. We now have to compensate for that. Well, our hard work and determination is definitely paying off. Look at the fit between the varnished light box housing and the new teak housing there. They fit really good. We've closed the gaps on it. Once everything's all varnished to the same level, these are going to look really nice. It's definitely going to give us that nautical look that we were looking for inside the galley area. I think this is going to set it off really nice. Lots of teak, lots of beauty. That's what we're looking for. This aft corner was giving us a little bit of trouble, but with our new digital angle finder, we were able to take care of that a lot quicker than it would have been hand sanding the whole time. We got it fit really well. We're happy with that. We're not going to mess with it anymore. This whole thing's fitting really nice and tight. Gaps are minimal, and that's what we're hoping for. Not too bad for an idea that was bouncing around in my head, huh? It's going to look all right. I think we're going to be happy with this in the end. Whoa, look how steep it is. That looks worse than the first time we left here. That's crazy. Baby, where'd all the water go? Oh, that's right. We call it tide. That's crazy. Whoa, look at this steep climb here. This is steeper than the climb to Camp Muir. Woo! That's quite the hike.
Easy.
Wow. Doing it now. Wow. Man, that's a big one. That's it.
All right, so we are back again.
We're back.
So where we at, honey?
All right,
Where we
well,
stand?
yeah, so it's a little rough looking, but it's starting to take shape. I feel like we're on the right path with this idea. I think it's going to turn out a lot better looking than that white vinyl wrap box that we were trying to replace. So I think we're on the right path. The idea is in the head. It's hard to get it into reality, but we're working on it. So definitely heading in the right direction. Lots of measuring and checking the angles and measuring twice or 3 or 5 times, but it's better than cutting more than once, right?
So ideas in my head's looking good. Then,
Yeah,
huh?
that idea in your head is looking good, baby. Yeah. So yeah, no, the idea's coming along pretty good, and we're going to be happy with it. So all we want to do is make it look beautiful, right, baby?
Yep, that's all
Okay.
we want.
All right, so wrap it up, baby.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys.
Yep, thank you.
How you do it? So if you are not subscribed yet,
Please subscribe down below.
Bing!
We really appreciate each and every one of our new and longtime subscribers. And if you made it this far in the video, just please continue to watch all our videos all the way through. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm for your entertainment and ours. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll see you next week. See ya.
See you.
Bye. Dang, if I only hit record. Man.
I think you did.
Okay. Dang, forgot to hit the record again.
Again.
Man. Okay, that's good practice.
All right.
That's good stuff. Dang, if I only hit record.
It's recording.
Oh, man. All right.
Hi guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Here's the dog.
What do you think, baby?
It feels so good.
You convinced me.
No.
There you go.
Did we record it?
Hang on. No, not yet.
Perfect!